Yo, what is going on, Cover One crew? Welcome back to the show. Hope everybody is good. It's a great week, man. We got a lot of big contests. The Chiefs, the Bills, the Eagles, the Cowboys. Lots of points going to be flying. We got some weather events potentially happening. And we're talking Boomer Bust week number 14. Got to get you ready for this week's edition of Start Sit as well on Saturday. It's coming. Definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me. We're almost at 4,000. Thank you so much for all the subscribers. Truly appreciate y'all. But what do you guys say we dive into these running backs and we talk Jahmyr Gibbs, Gibby? I mean, okay, 140 points, 40% on the boom rate. But I mean, since taking, off back to week number 7, Gibby's been absolutely fantastic. There's been no question about it. Detroit Lions keep on rolling. However, the past 2 weeks, he's come back down to earth just a little bit, busting in back-to-back weeks after 4 straight boom games, facing the Bears defense that has been improving. I mean, okay, speed should be the name of the game here. They got to keep the Bears defense off balance as well as they have been playing. Let's talk a bounce-back boom for Mr. Jahmyr Gibbs. Gibby, it's time to get back to the goods. We need you this week as teams are fighting for the playoffs. Next one is Bijan Robinson, 151 points, 66 on the boom rate right now. And I mean, since, the benching of Bijan back in week number 7, he's repaid us quite well over the past 5. And I mean, the Falcons are on pace to earn themselves a playoff spot, and leaning on Bijan should be continued as the priority piece in this offense. Going 50% boom rate over the last 4 weeks is not terrible. It's not on the high end that we hope for, but it still is very good. I mean, the Falcons have a very tough test versus a stout run defense versus these Tampa Bay Bucks, but I mean, Bijan is obviously the danger mode is in the PPR pass game. He could carve out an easy PPR touchdown for us as well. And I mean, while you got to play him each and every week at this point, I mean, top end points could be capped this week versus this tough Tampa Bay Bucks run defense. I'm going to call it close. You got to play him, but I think it's going to be a bust for Bijan this week under that threshold of boom rate that we're looking for. Alvin Kamara, 158 points, 88.8% on the boom rate. Since coming back from his suspension, he's been absolutely unbelievable in this offense. Basically is the entire offense for the New Orleans Saints at this point. And I mean, with the news, Derek Carr likely to sit this week. Haven't seen final report just yet with that AC joint and another concussion. Jameis Winston should be pegged to play this week and let it fly. I mean, that's what Jameis does. 250, 300 yards, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions. That's what we get from Jameis. He's going to let it fly again. And I mean, I think Alvin Kamara is still going to continue, obviously, to be a big part of this offense. Having boomed in 3 of the last 4 games, the Saints are in a must-win to keep pace in this division. I'm calling massive PPR upside boom for Alvin Kamara. James Cook, Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia, we got a big one. Playoffs basically starting now. 136.4 points for James Cook. He's doing very well, 58 on the boom rate. And I mean, okay, the Bills coming off the bye week, and like I said, basically their playoff lives start each and every week as we start week 14. Massive contest versus Patrick Mahomes and those Kansas City Chiefs. Cook has been great, man, for majority of the season. Can't lie about that. And the Bills keep looking in his direction to get chunk yards now, even in the pass game with the offensive pedigree of a Joe Brady. He likes to throw to the running backs, which is going to only inflate a James Cook that much more. He's had three boom games in the last 4. So odds are, I mean, the bust is definitely coming versus a solid defense. But his role is too vast in this offense, and I think they're going to exploit him once again. The booms should continue. Boom for a James Cook this week once again. Wide receiver time. DeAndre Hopkins, told y'all last week I was feeling the boom for him. He hit the boom. 133 points, 41% on the boom in a Titans offense that is, anemic at best. And I mean, okay, the Titans are already on path to rebuild this roster next season. Who's going to stay? Who's going to leave? We will see. But I mean, D-Hop has had a decent season overall, still ranking as a top 25 wide receiver in half PPR right now. His production has been up and down for most of the season, having 3 booms in the last 6. I mean, it's like he hits, he misses. He hits, he misses. It's basically the MO for a D-Hop facing the Dolphins with a much improved secondary since Jalen Ramsey has come back from his injury. Should be very tough sledding for Will Levis and D-Hop to gain traction on Monday Night Football. Should be very much a difficult task. Back to bust for a D-Hop this week for me. Tyler Lockett, 117 points, 33% on the boom rate. And I mean, okay, while I do believe the transition is happening right in front of our eyes with Tyler Lockett in this offense to be replaced eventually by a Jackson Smith-Njigba, the evolution of JSN has made it very tough to trust a Lockett overall at this this point, having boomed only once in the last 5 games. He's absolutely overdue to make his name felt this week versus San Francisco 49ers defense in a contest that is absolutely massive for their playoff lives as well. Lockett typically shows out versus these 49ers, and the Niners do have some issues covering pass catchers this season. While they will get after Geno Smith with the front 7, at least if they can at least chuck one up to a Lockett, he should be able to get the goods. I see an end zone trip coming for a Tyler Lockett. Boom, coming for a Tyler Lockett. Jerry Jeudy, Denver Broncos, only 75 points this season, 18% on the boom. It has not been a good season. Regrettable, forgettable season for a Jerry Jeudy. And okay, while I went on record weeks ago saying I was basically out and I will not trust a Jerry Jeudy anymore this season, I'm going to lie right now because this is the week I might plant the flag on good things coming his way. Having only 2 boom games on the season, the Broncos are in the midst of fighting for their own playoff lives, and they got to get this offense moving outside of a Cortland Sutton. They do get the struggling Chargers this week, and I mean, Jeudy has seen 14 targets over the past 3 games and should see a little bit more come his way with from Russell Wilson versus this Chargers defense that does struggle on the best of days. It is a high-risk, high-reward play here, but I'm going to go on a limb and say boom for Jerry Jeudy. He's going to get number 3 this season. Garrett Wilson, 122 points on the season, 58.3 on the boom rate. And while Garrett's been good, I mean, even on a bad team, it's been really impressive what Garrett Wilson has been able to accomplish with the rotating door of quarterbacks. He's made his fantasy value decent enough to carry us in certain weeks where garbage time appeal has been big for a Garrett Wilson. With Zach Wilson coming back behind center this week versus the Houston Texans, major aspect to worry about this week is the potential weather event in New Jersey. You got to watch out. Big gusting winds, rain and snow potentially. It could be a very ugly contest, literally booming, then busting each off week back-to-back since week number 8. The Jets season is all but over, so I'm absolutely calling a bust due to weather event for a Garrett Wilson this week with Zach Wilson back behind center. It's not going to be great. I don't foresee a lot of points coming his way. Tight end time, Isaiah Likely, 19.0 booms on the season, sitting on the bench basically waiting his time to play. And I mean, the injury to Mark Andrews has once again opened the door for Likely to do some fantasy football business in a run-heavy offense that is extremely tight end friendly in Baltimore. Likely ranked 9th in target share last week, or week number 12, before they went on the bye. That was number 9 ranked for tight ends in week number 12. So the potential is definitely here for a Likely to continue in this realm. Weather could also impact this contest, so you got to watch out for that before kickoff, which could leave a lot of short dump-offs to the tight end spot, to the running backs. Lots of rushing upside. Target share is definitely our friend here for an Isaiah Likely. Anywhere from 6 to 10 targets should come his way, and we could call a boom for Likely coming off the bye week. Jake Ferguson, Dallas Cowboys, 102 points. 50% on the boom rate. He's been great this season, and the Dallas Cowboys, okay, they're a team, they're rolling right now, but I mean, part of me feels, I might be the only one that feels this way, but part of me feels they aren't really for real, and that's what scares me about this Cowboys team, having faced the Giants, the Panthers, the Commies, the Hawks. And I mean, it's all been blowout victories versus these lower teams. They face the Eagles coming off the beatdown, from Dallas. I mean, it's a huge test for both teams, and it will tell a big tale, and Ferguson should have a big role in this offense once again this week, having boomed 4 of the last 6 contests. The Eagles do struggle to cover pass catchers, and that includes tight ends. I think it's TD time for Ferguson, and a boom this week. Going to be a very interesting contest for these Dallas Cowboys. Are they for real? Can we see it versus a very good squad? We will definitely get some answers this week. Gerald Everett, 58 points, only 30% on the boom rate, and I mean, the Chargers season is in complete disarray. Injuries have mounted to guys like Keenan Allen. The rumor that Austin Eckler could see his role diminished for a Josh Kelly. Odds are, okay, a boom could be coming back for Everett this week, but facing a Broncos defense that has improved overall, and a Chargers team literally given up on their head coach at this point. I think that Staley is out the door at the end of this season. As much as a TD upside could be here, I'm going to call a bust for a Gerald Everett this week. Play it safe. Look for better options in that respect. Last one I got is Dallas Goedert, 72 points, 22 on the boom rate. And I mean, the evolution of this Eagles offense has been more, dictated toward an A.J. Brown and a Smitty, as Jalen Hurts has been spreading the ball around to his wide receivers a lot more than the tight end spot. Goddard has taken a backseat for most of the season. While he started picking up steam before he fell victim to that broken or fractured forearm, he was sent to IR, is, suited to potentially play this week. Haven't heard official note just yet, but he is practicing. He is supposed to be playing in this contest. And like I said, facing those Dallas Cowboys in a must-win after a beatdown to those 49ers. Goddard, they got to add some punch with a tight end spot, and Goddard could be that elixir they're looking for. Goddard is going to absolutely help out the run game, get DeAndre Swift back in the goods. How much will he play? How much target share will he get? That is definitely a mystery this week, so we'll see how healthy he is before I preach his good graces. Let's call a bust for a Dallas Goedert with his return back to the field. But there you have it. That is this week's edition of Week 14. Boomer bust. Who's going to boom or who's going to bust? These are my predictions this week. I definitely got start sit for you on Saturday, so definitely stay tuned for that. But nevertheless, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, jump in those comments, give me your thoughts, and we'll see you next time. I am out.